To create a histogram, you will either need a column of data, as I have here, or you can upload your data again through your computer, load an Excel file. The textbook ones that we saved earlier, those are all going to be Excel files that you can go ahead and upload right into here, and it'll enter it into the spreadsheet. To get a histogram, you're going to go to the graphics and histogram. You're going to choose your data. Ours is just the var1 column, and click next. We want a frequency, which is a histogram. The bins are if you want to separate by a certain number. So if you want the first bar to include anything between 0 and 5, and the second bar to include 5 to 10, and so on, that's what you would do with the bin and the bin width. I'm not concerned with that. Just give me whatever graph that StatCrunch prints out. But if you're really particular and want to spread out the bin width, you can sure do that as well. Our overlay density is nice. We can choose a normal distribution. That helps us look to determine if our graph is somewhat normal. It also will help you determine, okay, this is where my mean should lie. Is it somewhat skewed? That type of thing. So I will include that just so you can have a visual of what that does. For stats, we're not concerned about labeling and titles and things like that. So you do not need to do anything on these options. You can if you really want to. I know some people like the graphs labeled. Particularly, I do not need that. And then we're just again going to ignore this. We're just going to go with the default settings and click on Create Graph. Now we are given a histogram. It tells us our mean and standard deviation up here. You can see where the normal curve lies. Obviously, we do not have a normal distribution. And remember, when we're dealing with a histogram, we need to describe the shape, center, and spread. Always, always describe your graphs, no matter what your graph is included in, whether it's the homework or whether it's in the different projects or case studies. Never leave a graph undescribed. So this graph I would describe as left skewed. As you can see, there is a long tail towards the left-hand side. That means it's a left skewed graph. Our center, or we can look at our mean, is about 308. It's going to be in this really tall bar here. So somewhere in there, we've hit the halfway mark. So I would say our mean's between 300 and 320. The nice thing with these graphs is it tells you your center. So you can use that as your center, your mean. And then our spread is just between what two numbers. So the spread of our graph is between 220 and 340. And then again, you can click on options and copy, and then you can paste that right into Minitab. Or not into Minitab, excuse me. You can paste that right into Word, and you will have your graph all ready to go for your homework.